You're a man, but what should I do? Yes.
Yes.
Iran backs down, surrendering after the United States nullified all the retaliation that Tehran tried to sell as decisive. The Revolutionary Guard launched missiles and drones against facilities linked to the United States in Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, Jordan, and Syria. But it failed to stop the American offensive, break the maritime blockade, or regain control of the Strait of Hormuz.
Music.
Afterwards, the United States canceled.
After the retaliation that
The United States completed the sixth consecutive night of attacks and expanded the list of targets in southern Iran. Tehran responded with videos, statements, and major claims. However, while the regime talks about victory, American planes keep attacking, the Marines continue inspecting ships, and the Iranian currency sinks to a new record low. The American attacks hit at least 5 bridges in southern Iran. The railway station was also damaged, and the land connection to Bandar Abbas took a direct hit. Further east, the Iranshar airport was added to the target list. In Chabahar, footage showed the collapse of a tower used for maritime traffic control. The Iranian response aimed precisely at the equipment used by the United States. The Revolutionary Guard claimed to have destroyed a detection radar, weapons depots, 2 Maquento launchers, 42 Raymars, and a stockpile of ATAK-MS missiles in Kuwait.
Music, listen, this is the third one.
Listen, this is the strong one.
Action movie, there it comes. We hear their voices, and we'll be back.
This is here, that's it. My God.
This one, like this. The car heard screaming. Like a rocket.
Like a rocket like that, ready to fly. No, I don't hear the sound. It's not when it falls.
I'm hearing the sound of the commotion. Then you jump. No, that rocket is a real rocket.
The information was released by Press TV. So far, there is no independent confirmation that these military systems have been destroyed. Central Command also has not confirmed any such losses in Kuwait or Bahrain. What the government of Kuwait did confirm was an attack on a power generation and desalination plant, causing fire, damage, and disruption to electrical units. In Qatar, debris from an intercepted missile injured a child. Tehran also claimed to have hit a United States Special Operations Center in Al-Tanf, Syria. But a Syrian military source reported that there was no damage or casualties at the site. The American forces had already left Al-Tanf in February, which turned the Iranian claim into yet another announcement with limited impact. In Jordan, the Revolutionary Guard went beyond the attacks and made an open appeal. It urged the Jordanian public and military to strike American interests in the country. The appeal shows a desperate attempt to push other nations into the war after the Iranian attacks failed to drive out US forces or slow down the pace of the air campaign. Chabahar has become one of the symbols of this pressure. The tower that was hit was part of the maritime traffic control and monitoring system in the Gulf of Oman. At the same time, the United States resumed the blockade of Iranian ports and sent Marines to board a tanker that was trying to cross the area. the economy shows another front of defeat. The dollar reached about 1,918,000 rials in the Iranian open market on July 17, a new record for devaluation. The official monthly minimum wage became worth approximately $87 at that rate. The currency's decline comes along with war, inflation, sanctions, maritime blockade, reduced exports, and uncertainty about reconstruction. For the population, this shows up in food prices, the cost of basic goods, and the daily loss of output. The regime may release launch videos, but it can't hide that the real is being crushed by the crisis. Israel has also accelerated its defense against the Iranian offensive. The Missile Defense Organization reported that the production of Arrow interceptors has increased to levels far above what was expected 3 years ago. According to Moshe Patel, the Arrow 3 has performed above 90% in the 2 recent major rounds against Iranian missiles and has already participated in the interception of hundreds of projectiles. The system hits threats outside the atmosphere, while the Arrow 4 and Arrow 5 projects are advancing with artificial intelligence capabilities. This reduces the political and military impact of Tehran's launches because the regime spends expensive missiles to face a defensive network that grows with each new round. The pressure on groups linked to Iran continues on other fronts. In Khan Yunis, the Israel Defense Forces and the Security Service announced the death of Anas, a Hamas company commander. According to Israeli authorities, he played a role in holding hostages, participated in filming release ceremonies, and worked for years alongside important members of the group's military wing. The operation removed a figure associated with both the armed structure and the propaganda of Hamas. In southern Lebanon, Israel maintained operations against Hezbollah positions and structures. The region of Zaltar al-Sharqiya remains within the combat area near the Litani River, where Israeli forces advanced and destroyed facilities attributed to the group. New attacks also targeted members accused by Israel of trying to rebuild military capabilities in Nakura and in areas of the Nabateh district. The strategy is to prevent Hezbollah from reorganizing command units, launchers, and supply routes, while Tehran faces direct pressure within its own territory. Even under this pressure, there are still negotiation channels. Pakistan, Qatar, and Egypt maintain contacts to try to restore the ceasefire, but the center of the dispute remains the Strait of Hormuz. Iran wants to impose its own conditions on the passage of ships. The United States demands free navigation and maintains the blockade as a coercive tool. Each day of attacks reduces Tehran's leverage, increases the economic cost, and weakens the promise that its retaliation would be able to force Washington to stop. The diplomatic solution now mainly interests a regime that needs to stop the loss of infrastructure, currency, coastal surveillance, and capability. Thank you very much for watching this video until the end. Support our project and contribute financially through the Pix key that appears on your screen. We are an independent channel focused on keeping you informed with the truth. Your contribution helps us keep going.